to me. I was sitting there with a couple million official documents in my hand saying, this is all wrong. Everything about this in Colorado is wrong, and it's absolutely harmful to us and the environment. Then I saw Gasland. I was holding these documents. Somebody said, hey, you need to look at this because you're sifting through the same data. And it shocked the hell out of me. And then I realized that it was a moral conviction that I had to pursue this. Over the last about year and a half, 2 years, I've given maybe 140, 150 public presentations exposing the state's failures. I hooked up with a number of people. There were only about 3 of us that started this. It was Sonia, Wes, and myself about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And look at this today. This is amazing. Last month I moved to Longmont. I actually lived in Firestone, Colorado, where there are 19,000 active oil and gas wells. I didn't realize, but I lived in the epicenter of frack land. I had 75 active oil and gas wells around my house. All the while I'm helping everybody else, I didn't realize I lived in it myself. So I moved to Longmont last month, temporarily until I could find a place up in the mountains again. I believe that fracking is an atrocity against all things natural and our fellow neighbors, and it should be stopped immediately. During this entire discovery, I reflected back to my youth once again, and I realized the wind was my mother, the trees and the water and the soils were also my mother. And it's kind of weird, but she said, I knew you'd come back. So my moral conviction here is today to protect the environment. Here are some of the actual mishaps of the oil and gas industry. 43% of all operator spills have already and continue to cause groundwater contamination in Colorado. 43% of all spills. 1.7 million gallons of toxic waste was never recovered from the ground after operator spills in Weld County. It's still in the environment. 2.4 billion square feet of surface has been contaminated by the oil and gas industry. Colorado's own Laramie Fox Hills Aquifer was officially documented as contaminated August 1st, 2009 by thermogenic gas, which is created from fracking, and toluene, a fracking chemical. Colorado currently has 129,073 completed wells, of which 48,000 of those are active. About 81,000 of those are abandoned. The abandoned wells are being re-entered at about a 55% re-entry rate. These are historic wells. The natural integrity of the well bore has already been compromised. Many homes have actually been built close to abandoned wells or even on top of them, such as the one in February 2005 in La Plata County. The home exploded because the abandoned well underneath the home seeped explosive levels of methane. The person inside was taken to the Denver Burn Center. Colorado currently has over 5,000 reported toxic industrial waste spills on record. Did any of you know that?
No.
Anyone? No. There have been 3,552 oil and gas related public complaints on record. Weld County has 19,000 oil and gas wells. The commissioner says there's never been one complaint. It's all lies. Most recently, I discovered that our state law has a loophole that favors the industry. It's called the setback loophole. The state has regulations that they mandate that oil and gas development must be within or outside of a 350-foot setback mandate. The setback loophole is a waiver for that, for industry. Remember, those abandoned wells can be re-entered. A lot of these are 48 feet from people's homes. This setback loophole denies the state the ability to protect you and the environment, and it should be closed immediately. I sent Governor Hickenlooper a letter on behalf of the Rocky Mountain chapter of the Sierra Club, and 18 organizations signed it. Governor, you will close that setback loophole. The COGCC has failed to prevent or mitigate adverse environmental and human health impacts in accordance with their mission statement, and they should be held accountable on all measures. Hydraulic fracturing. We will be facing the single greatest humanitarian effort of our generation caused by fracking. Sadly, the worst is yet to come. We have a lot of work to do. We must organize well. You hold the power to real change. Organize your fellow fractivists. Educate everyone you know. Be the leaders in your own movement, in your environment. This is our time. This is your time. Do not let the fossil fools of corpocracy dictate to you or your neighbor that fracking is safe. It is empirically false. Nothing about fracking is safe or natural. It never will be. It's unnatural, unconventional in every possible way. We must assist our communities and our neighbors against harmful fracking. We must reform toxic laws and reform toxic elected officials and protect your rights to water, air, soil. And we will fight for those. I have two final comments. The burning energy of all fractivists worldwide will outlast all the unnatural gas the industry could ever extract. Make no mistake, Governor Hickenlooper, we are here to save Colorado and make our communities frack-free with or without you. Thank you.